Hi everyone, I hope you are. This is CoinsKid, just come down to Bitcoin, big up the CoinsKid group. So right now, we lost this low down here, got stopped out on this trade a couple of days ago, I think it was, when we lost this support, started to come down. And what we did, we was building long positions on the 786, roughly that sort of area, wasn't we? And then obviously, just there, we were moving our stops up on that last swing low on this trend line where we was holding support, and with that we've lost it, so we got stopped out on that trade, which is really unfortunate. But a lot of people, like I said to you, are being a bit of a degen because a lot of people wait for the break of this resistance or the loss of this support before going short or go along basically. And you could have done that if you wanted to do that, or if shortened your game, you could have gone short there, move your stops down, and that way if it starts to break out, you're invalidating it and you're still in a profitable trade right there if it does start to go the other way, because you've executed your short there and there. If it stops out, boom, you've made money because that's where you entered. Do you understand? And then again, if you got stopped out by losing that level of resistance, you've still made money, because it's moving down effectively, and this is what you do. You try and seize these opportunities, these ranging patterns where they consolidate going sideways like that. They're actually really good opportunities, to swing and basically short, long short like that when you get caught in a range. So at the minute, we have lost support, we have come down, and basically we're putting another impulsive wave to the downside. And I was expecting some kind of breakout here, because you got compression leading to expansion, and exactly what we've got, compressing towards the apex of a pattern, boom. We broke down basically, and just there as well, we've got this little channel, we're coming up, and then boom, we broke down again. Okay, and we was expecting that, but to be honest with you, I thought that it ended here, to be honest with you, and I was expecting some kind of retracement or impulsive move to the upside basically, and we never got that. We've put in this extra little leg here. Now there is a possibility that this correction is done, because we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the rules of value wave theory is that the third wave, which obviously I'm counting this as a third wave, cannot be the shortest. Okay, so you can see that this potentially is not the shortest if this correction, if this last impulse, okay, of a potential 5 waves down is done. So this needs to be done for this sort of count to be valid. So what am I looking at right now? Well, there's a couple of scenarios that this is either impulsive, okay, which consists of 5 waves, which could be, this is corrective, and then this is an impulsive push where you'll start to see a retracement, some kind of ABC retracement coming back up to that high, and then you've got your third wave, which is very, very powerful, okay, which is the power that breaks key support or key resistance on the way up. Okay, so it's one or two scenarios for me. You've either, well, 3 scenarios I'm looking at. This is the complexity of Elliott wave. Okay, sometimes I wish I'd never got into it, because it's primarily for me, it is about support and resistance. Right now, you've got a key low resistance, you've got a key low support, and you just sort of range bound. Like I said to you, get choppy in here, go sideways, come up, go down. As long as you don't lose the lows, you're building a foundation, you're building a low, you're building that structure that we want to see, to confirm that is the low and that is the bottom. I'm seeing a lot of people catching up to the fact that is the bottom right now, and it is something we've been expecting for a very long time. Again, there's no guarantees. We do need to see it carving out the structural bottom for that confirmation, and we're kind of doing it at the moment, okay, but there's absolutely no guarantees. Okay, so what I'm looking at here, if this is an impulsive wave down, okay, you will start to see a retracement back up to these highs, and then if you get rejected and you've got that push down, I'll be able to show you where this high was and this low, and basically where you've got your impulsive push down. I'll give you all your targets going forward if we lose this low. Okay, so do stay tuned to that. So potentially what is Bitcoin doing right now? Well, to validate this 5 wave push down, okay, where we've got this huge 1, 2, 3, potential 4, and then you've dumped again, and then the third wave by rule of thumb cannot be the shortest, which you can see it won't be. Okay, I don't even need to measure it, you can see that, but that has to hold, that has to be the correction in. So what we're looking at right now is either one or 2 things, 1 or 3 things. I do apologize, that this is either some kind of leading diagonal wave 1, impulsive wave 1 off the lows, and right now you've put in a potential A wave of a ABC correction, a large ABC correction, where this is the A leg, which consists of 5 waves. Then you've got 3 waves that come up, okay, basically for Bitcoin, which is a retracement or a B leg, and then you've got another C leg, which potentially loses a low or some kind of flat or whatever correction. As long as it doesn't lose these lows, whatever we start to do here over the next couple of months, as long as you don't lose them lows, this could still be deemed as an impulsive move, and then this is a corrective move holding these lows. It's all about these lows. Like I said to you, if you lose the lows, you're going to go down and give you all the targets at the time. Okay, so it is frustrating, it is annoying. Like I said to you, those that pick bottoms get smelly fingers, but it is trying to almost carve out the bottom, isn't it? And it's really frustrating people. One thing that's concerning here, though, I'll be honest with you, is this daily close just here below this key support, because this is one of the Magnificent 7 indicators. So right now we've lost one of them. So is this a big warning sign right now that this is actually impulsive to the downside? And what we're looking at is some kind of retracement back up to this height, and then boom, we've got a big third wave, a big push down. Okay, and you could say, well, this was the correction that was in, and right now this is the formation of a new impulsive wave to the downside. Absolutely possible, okay, but like I said to you, it's all about support and resistance. One thing that's concerning is the warning shot here by losing this low, and that's a very key low that I don't see anyone talking about, the pi cycle bottom indicator. How accurate is it? It's pretty accurate. It has called the bottom within 1 to 2 days in the previous lows there that it's printed twice, so we do need to pay attention to that. And like I said to you, if you start getting knocked off, I'm always going to keep you aware of it, okay? So I do think that if Bitcoin does go down, it could be in trouble, okay? And because you are losing these lows. So yesterday, what I did, I'll be honest with you, from this low just there, all the way down to this low, I actually bought Bitcoin, and the reason is because we put the 2 fib impulsive wave target in down there, okay, and we bounced off it. So I was putting bids in down there and buying Bitcoin at $18,558 because at the end of the day, if this is the low, right, and you've only come 5% down to it, the risk to potential reward, is worth taking the punt on, and obviously if Bitcoin right now and it does roll and it comes down, I'm going to sell if it loses that. That's my stop loss. Do you understand? And this is just me taking a risk. It doesn't mean you have to, but potentially this is the bottom right now, and Bitcoin is breaking out and it's retracing and it's carving out some kind of bottom down here. It's getting frustrating, but you're going to look back potentially and wish you'd bought that dip, okay? I personally bought down there, and when this come back down, I actually seen it as an opportunity to buy some more, But again, if it rolls and it comes up, I'll just sell at this point, because then obviously we're invalidating the lows right here, and we've got another impulsive wave to the downside, and Bitcoin's going down, and it really is that simple, okay? So, looking back at the history of Bitcoin, it's always been a really optimal time to buy. It doesn't feel like it. Like I said to you, opportunity never feels like opportunity. Otherwise, everyone want to be a millionaire, okay? So, at the end of the day, took a risk, and that's what it is, Hopefully it pays off. If it doesn't, I get stopped out, and, I lose 5% for the risk, and that's what it is. So looking at Bitcoin on the 4-hourly time frame then, this is another reason why I went and bought Bitcoin yesterday as well, because we've got a lovely little divergence here, bullish divergence. So in the price action just here, we're creating a series of lower lows, okay, and we've got a lovely bounce there as well, which was expecting, and then boom, we've got another lower low there, and then the RSI we're actually printing higher lows, okay, so that's called a bullish divergence, right? So beautiful little spot to buy, and so far so good. We're coming up into key resistance. So I don't expect you're going to go to the moon like that relatively soon. You could do, who knows, this is Bitcoin. But what I think you're doing here, if we take a look at the price action, I think you're in a little channel, and this could give the game away. So you've got a key level resistance just there for Bitcoin, okay? So I think that if you start to come up and break this channel, okay, this could be quite impulsive. Let me change the color of that to red. Because that's your resistance in a minute. I think that if you're looking for a long spot, potentially carve out some kind of bottom down here, over the next few days, do something like that, create a series of higher lows like that, and if you start to break here with an ascending triangle, you break this red trend line, it could indicate the start of a new impulsive move, or worst case scenario is a retracement to that side. That's an impulsive wave, corrective move, and then you're looking at some kind of dump. So but we'll look at this as we go forward. But just here, you have got a nice little reaction off this low so far, and you're coming up off a bullish divergence into the EMAs. One thing that would be good, if we start to close above the EMAs here, especially the 20, this is going to force you up into this resistance. You start to take the 20 out, and especially the 55, holding back tests of support, because like I said to you, your resistance at the minute is the 55 EMA. So if you're looking for a bullish statement from Bitcoin, the fact that okay, we're beginning a retracement or an important move to the upside, is just wait for the close above the 55, because once you get that could actually be your position to go long, okay, with your stop loss on the 20. That's how it all works, so we do need to see Bitcoin hold this low, come back up, hold support, break out of this red trend line. Could be a really go signal for you if you're looking for a really strong signal for a long. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say to you. So if we zoom in on the hourly time frame, let's see if we can spot it right now. So yeah, Bitcoin is having a bit of a correction here, isn't it? This is potential impulsive move off the lows here. Okay, you got a 1, you got a 2, this is potential 3, this is a wave 4 that potentially complete. I'm going to look in a moment with a bit of a rally, wave 5, before you come in for a large ABC right there, back down to the lows. So like I said to you, that's a really strong level of resistance going forward on the 4-hourly time frame. If we can get above those levels of resistance, that's going to be really good for an impulsive move to the upside. So is this correction done, this wave 4 correction, if it is a wave 4 potentially? So what we're looking at right now is this level of support just there. What time frame is this? This is the hourly time frame. So we've got 25 minutes to close back above, and you could say, okay, the correction's in. Let's take a look at this. So this is some kind of descending triangle, double M top pattern like this. Look, boom, boom, boom. That's lost support there. You've wicked down. Now, has the technical target been met? Let's take a look at that, okay? So from there all the way down, that becomes your technical target, and you can see the technical target's not been met. So you know, this might not be a good little place to go short, basically, with a stop loss on that high. So from here right now, you could be looking at another little short up. It's only sort of small little trade, but you could be looking at around about 1.2% short opportunity with a stop loss on that high, okay? And this is how it all works, okay? That's your high just there at 19,357, and you could be looking at a little short down with a stop loss just there. Not a massive trade, but anyway, I'll always show you what I see. So that looks as though it's a technical target with a double M top pattern descending triangle. Now what you're doing here effectively is retracing to this low, okay? So you're retracing to this low, and right now you can see at the moment you're losing the 236, and the 382 is a target just there, and you can see that pretty much lines up with a 050 fib, which is a nominal retracement level. So this is some kind of impulsive move. This is a corrective ABC potentially back down to 050 fib, where you start to coil up, and you've got another little breakout onto that red trend line right there for Bitcoin, okay? And at that point, I think what you've got is potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's quite impulsive. It's a nice little impulsive move, at which at that point we need to see some kind of big ABC come back in, potentially to this yellow line down here, which is key support 18,896. And if you start to carve out that next wave, that's the power to break that red trend line just there, which is really impulsive, okay? You start to see that's quite powerful impulsive going forward, okay? And I'll try and show you all the targets going forward. Hope you enjoyed that little update. Remember, you can do all this on by a bit. You can go long, you can go short. It's entirely up to you. Take care, everyone. Back to another update on Bitcoin. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Bye bye.